right, welcome to another trading analytics video. Today we're going to be going over a few areas of the market, specifically SPY, QQQ SOXX, and I'm also going to cover a few of the bonus tickers that I think you guys should have your eye on going into next week. Hopefully this video will help you put together an effective trade plan so you can obviously be profitable going into next week and also the rest of December. That being said, let's get right into it. Starting off, things for us will be SPY, or the S&P 500. As we covered in our last video, we did retest this breakout at 584. From 584, we did take a swing trade in our Discord server. We're obviously in the money. We went with $600 strikes, and obviously we had that for the end of December. So we're doing really well on that trade. I think we're up over 120% at the time of this recording. That being said, from here, I do think SPY will test 608 at some point in December. Where is 608 coming from? That is this upper trend line here. It is also meaningful resistance. And I do think that, you guys have a very, very clear risk level that you guys can use, which will be 598. Below 598, you probably should get risk off. But anything above 598, you can stay on that bull and expect us to test that 608 level within I would say probably within, the month of December. I probably think it's going to be somewhere around mid-December. Unless things really start ramping up over the next week or so. However, again, I do think 608 is our target here at this moment in time. So just keep an eye on that level. And like I said before, just bringing it all back. If you lose 598, simply get risk off and let the dust settle. Jumping right over to QQQ, unlike SPY, QQQ has not made a new all-time high just yet. I do believe that will change in the month of December. However, our all-time high is right around 515. I do believe once we break this 510.74 level, or just right around, let's just call it 511 to make it simple. Once we break that 511 area, I do believe that we will test the highs. From there, we could easily do a little retest and possibly put in a new high. I think the new high is going to be somewhere around the 520s. I'm getting 520 from this upper trend line here. That will put us right around the 520 to 525-ish area on the NASDAQ 100. I do believe that, QQQ has some legs to run, assuming we can get over the previous high. So just keep an eye out for that. The biggest key here, though, guys, is that breaking over this 510.74 or the 511 level is the biggest key to give us an indication that we're probably going back to test those highs right around the 515 area. And then just like I said before, if once we break that 515 area, you will start putting your sights on, the 520s. I'll say 520 and 525. And I think that's a meaningful target on the NASDAQ 100. From there, though, I do believe we could easily fall back away going into the end of the year, possibly to retest the lower trend line here, which could put us right back around the previous high of 515, somewhere in that area after the year is over. So just keep an eye out for that. We'll obviously cross that bridge once we get here. But in the meantime, I am looking for upside on the NASDAQ 100, assuming we can get over this 511 area. All right, jumping right over to our Semiconductors ETF, or SOXX. This was the ETF that I mentioned in the previous video before Thanksgiving that I liked, as far as where we were, and I thought it was a nice area to load right around that 214, 215 area. As you can see on SOXX, we did put in a double bottom here, and I do believe that we will eventually retest this neckline area of the double bottom, which is also right around where our midline Bollinger Band is. Once you break above that level, I do think we can put in a nice little retest of the neckline to come and test this downtrend line here. This downtrend line is pretty significant because you can see we've been rejecting off of it several times in the past. You can see we rejected here, here, and here. And so again, a retest of this trend line takes us somewhere around the 227 level. And you just got to figure we're sitting around 215 right now. So I do believe this does have some significant upside if you're playing the call options on this. I personally like call options out towards, somewhere around the end of December. I think that those will pay pretty well, in my humble opinion, not financial advice. Just simply keep a nice risk level for yourself just in case this does not work out. Keep a nice risk level for yourself that you can stop out at so where you don't lose too much on the trade. But I do think the Semiconductors ETF is poised for some upside here going into December. So you definitely want to keep this one on your radar. And yeah, I think this one looks really, really good to me. All right, jumping right over to Tesla here. I will keep this one very, very quick. I don't think there's much to really talk about. But we are putting in a very, very nice flag here on the daily chart. We are putting in nice consolidation here. I think Tesla is looking poised to possibly take a next leg higher. For me personally, I have my risk level set at 338. Anything below 338, I'm not interested in being in long on Tesla, at least as far as short-term options are concerned. Not so much for a long-term position. But I do think Tesla looks very, very poised to take a leg higher here. And again, that'll be breaking through 362. I think that'll be the first hurdle over 362. I do think we can get up here towards this upper Bollinger Band right around the 385 area. Keep an eye on this consolidation that Tesla is doing here. And again, if you start seeing that we are breaking over 362, then just know in your mind that 385 would be the next target on Tesla. So just keep that on your watch list heading into next week. All right, before we jump into this next ticket here, I did want to make sure that you guys knew about our $1,000 to $10,000 challenge. We started that challenge back on November 15th. As you guys can see, it's been about 15 days and we're up about 200% at the time of this recording. The accounts are sitting like just right around $3,000. So this challenge is really, really good for, folks who have small accounts and you guys, are trying to scale them to that 5-figure area. We run these challenges about once a quarter, and so far we've done them. This will actually be the third time. We've done it 2 times previously to this, and we successfully hit $10,000 each of those times. And right now we're well on our way to the next $10,000. So we still have another $7,000 to find in our challenge using effective swing trading. So if you're interested in that, please use the link below. That'll take you straight to our Discord server. And from there, you guys can easily sign up for our $1,000 to $10,000 challenge and participate in all of the terrific swing trades that we take on a weekly basis. All right, so jumping right in to Meta, this is the next ticker that I wanted to make sure that I covered with you guys. As you guys can see, we are putting in a very nice flag-like structure here. I think Meta is poised for a very impulsive move to the upside as it stands now. The biggest key for Meta is going to be holding this trend line here, this lower trend line here. If we're able to lose that, which would be just below 560, then all bets are off in this scenario. I don't think the upside scenario will play out. But from here, everything seems to be intact. I do believe that Meta is going to make a nice move up somewhere in the 600s between, obviously December and January. So again, I do like longer dated call options for this move. If you're a degenerate, you obviously can go with some shorter term call options. I do think that'll be extremely risky to do so. My bet would be call options towards the end of December or early January. And I think you'll probably get a very, very nice return on those options. However, this is not financial advice. You'd be doing so at your own risk. I am not a financial advisor. So just be careful with the positions that you take on Meta. However, I am a long investor in Meta regardless, but I do also have some call options on Meta here. So just keep that in mind. I do believe that this is having some very, very nice consolidation here, and the next leg higher seems to be around the corner. So keep your eyes on Meta. At least put it on your watch list if you don't have it already, and just keep an eye on this one. I think this one can pay pretty well. All right, last but not least, guys, we're going to go over Dell Technologies here. Dell did have a earnings sell-off. We did sell it onto that 121 area, which is a lower trend line that I did have drawn in, and meaningful support as well. We did start getting the bounce from that area and overtook the 127 resistance. From 127, I do think we can retest that 20 EMA right around that 131 to 132 area. However, if Dell is to lose that 127 area, obviously the upside scenario that I'm pointing to, which is that 20 EMA test, will go out the window, and you probably want to be risk off of Dell, assuming it does that. However, we did take this trade early on Friday, and we are up around 30% in that trade right now. It was taken in the $1,000 to $10,000 challenge account, so we are getting in swing trades very, very early on those in that challenge. And again, like I said, for those of you guys who are looking for, swing trades, again, we are running that in our $1,000 to $10,000 challenge, pretty frequently. So link to that will be in the description of this video. Make sure you guys join that. We do think it can be a game changer for a lot of you guys who are having trouble just scaling to that 5-figure area. That being said, let's have a wonderful rest of our weekend and get ready for Monday. God bless you guys. Take care.
Perfect.